Hello everybody, my name is Simka and I'd like to welcome you guys back to Tuesdays with K. Now today we are reviewing this guy. This is the Audio-Technica AT2020. And as always, we are recording all of our audio through the Focusrite 2i2 3rd Gen 24-bit 48 kilohertz. I will do no kind of post-processing, but I may have to boost the audio in post, so check the right-hand corner to see if I did. This is a microphone that I should have reviewed a long time ago. I've had it for a while now, and it has become one of my favorite mics of all time. And there's a good reason for that, and it's actually an industry standard at this point. So, obviously, got it set up on a hard mount so that I could put this Mookie pop filter over it because of the issues with the AKG P120's pop filter. You could see the green screen right behind it. So, gonna see about using some solid pop filters going forward. I am in the process of getting a metal pop filter that can go over these. That's going to be solid so that you can't see through it, and so that I can put them back into shock mounts for the best possible results of the test. Because like I said, I don't do shock tests mostly. Alright, let's talk about the specs. This is a Cardioid microphone. It has a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, and it has a 20 decibel A-weighted self noise. So let's go ahead and jump into what you get in the box. You're going to get the microphone. If you get the original, you get a hard mount. If you get the Vision, you get a plastic AT2020 shock mount. And you get some documentation as well as a 2-year warranty. And there is no switches, buttons, anything on the front of the microphone. This is just microphone. So let's just go ahead and jump into the polar pattern test. Alright, I have gone ahead and loosened the microphone from its stand so that I can spin the microphone around and give you guys an idea of what the polar pattern is like. So I'm going to talk into the microphone as I spin it around here, and as it moves around, you should hear the off-axis rejection and coloration and the difference between all the sides. I'm now talking into the front of the AT2020, now talking into the side of the AT2020, talking into the back of the AT2020, and lastly talking in the other side of the AT2020. And as always, I will make the note that this is a side address microphone, so you are going to talk into the side of it. The front of it that says AT2020, they actually do have an indicator right on the back here that says back, so that you know which side is the front and which side is the back. Alright, I'll go ahead and tap on the mic's body to see if there is any kind of resonance. Alright, and I'll go ahead and do a pop test. So pop goes weasel, pippity pop, Suso seashells by seashore. Pop goes weasel, pippity pop, Suso seashells by seashore. Alright, and let's go ahead and do the the noise floor. So I actually have this microphone set at 100% on the volume, because otherwise I would not even be getting a signal out of it. I'm going to drop down to 0% and slowly crank it back up to 100, see what kind of background noise that generates. As you guys could probably tell, it's generating some noise already. %, 50%. 75% and 100%. So yeah, there you go, guys. Alright, and I'll go ahead and do the infamous clicky and typey test while talking into the microphone. The first part of this test is just going to be me going nuts on the keyboard here, and as I do so, I'm going to talk into the microphone, and then I'll shut up for a little bit so that you guys can hear how much it picks up. And then I'm going to do more of a gaming-oriented style for part 2, where I do the WASD keys, spacebar, R key, and click on that mouse so that, you know, you can get an idea of what this would be like if you're playing a video game. So I'm now going nuts on the keyboard, just, you know, going absolutely ham, talking into the microphone as I do so, and this is what it sounds like. Now pressing on the WASD key, spacebar, R key, and clicking that mouse to give you guys an idea of how much of my voice versus how much the keyboard noise it picks up if you're playing a video game. Okay, so what do I think about this microphone? Firstly, I love the AT2020. That much is very well known. But in a world where the P120 does exist, it's harder to recommend the AT2020 unless you're going for the Vision version, which has this shock mount included on it. The reason that I say that is because for $100, you get one less dBA of self noise with the P120. You get a better sensitivity. I think negative 75 or something. I'm sorry, negative 32 instead of negative 34. I can't really remember. I will have a comparison between these two, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, something like that. It's about 2 decibels more sensitive. Additionally, the max SPL is a lot higher. I think it's 78 instead of 74. And that goes up to, 80, 90, something like that, because it has a 20 decibel pad on it. So I do think that this is a little bit harder to recommend. Now, let's talk about some of the audio qualities. Firstly, again, guys, this has the Audio-Technica sound. This sounds how I expect the Audio-Technica sound to sound on a cheaper end microphone. Because the internals inside of the Audio-Technica AT2020 are not as solid as the 2035 or 2050 or the 4040, it can't handle that Audio-Technica sound, which is a very bright, modern sound to it. It has that very V-shaped orient on it. That being said, this is not a remotely bad sounding microphone overall. Now let's break that down just a little bit. The highs are a little bit harsh, a little artificial, and I would say a little gritty for this microphone. While it does help with a lot of articulation, it can get a little piercing at times, in my personal opinion. That being said, I do think that the articulation does help it get a leg up over some of the microphones in the same price range, like the Blue Yeti, which is consistently more mid-forward as opposed to having that higher end. As far as the mids are concerned, they have nothing to complain about. The mids on a lot of the Audio-Technica microphones, save for the ATR 2500, are very inoffensive. They're not recessed. They do have a slight dip, but they're not recessed. And there is a little boost in, like, I would say the 7,000 to 8,000. I can't 100% remember, but I believe it's like the 7,000 to 8,000 region. If whenever I'm editing, I'll put a little text box saying where it's at, and that'll give a little bit of driving force to your voice as well. And of course, the bottoms or the lows, whatever you want to call them, they are nice, full, and there. They are not muddy, they don't get out of control, and I think that they're just nice, round, full, natural, warm-sounding lows. Like all Audio-Technica microphones, they never have an issue with the low end. Now let's talk about how it performed in some of the tests. Obviously, it's not very sensitive. At 100% on my volume and only 50 on the interface, this should be a lot louder than it is, but I'm actually only peaking at around negative 12 to maybe negative 7.5 decibels on my audio, that's pretty intense, that it is not even going as far as negative 6. Now, if I got really loud, it would give me a lot of headroom to, work with, but I think that that's a little bit too extreme, and I never turn my gain up any higher than 50% on my audio interfaces. so that I don't clip out the 80 converters. So I think this would be a good candidate if you do end up buying it to get one of these. This is a Fathead Phantom. It's designed for condenser microphones that are not super sensitive so that you can plug them in and get good audio out of them. So that being said, can I recommend this microphone be bought? Yes. If you want that sound, you want the Audio-Technica sound, you would definitely be more in an advantageous position to grab this microphone. I do think that if you do buy it, maybe turn up your gain a little bit more, or get yourself a Fathead Phantom. Now, this is another $90, so I would just recommend turning up your gain a little bit more so that you get -9 decibels, between -6 and -9 decibels. It gives you a little bit of headroom to work with, but you're not getting really quiet sound out of it. Like right now, I'm having to boost this in post because it's so damn quiet. Probably by a good -6, except for the part where I got loud. If you do want to buy this microphone, I will leave a link down in the description box below. Amazon US, UK, Sweetwater, and B&H, if they are applicable. If not, you will not see one of those. So you have plenty of places to buy from. Additionally, this is the first video I'm going to be doing this on. If you want to see my daily drivers, link will be down in the description box below. It's always been there in all my videos. It is the Rode NT1 Shure SM7B, a knockoff Neumann U87AI, and a alternate AT2020 dynamic microphone, which I will eventually review. And all these microphones will get reviews at their proper times. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end that episode there. So I want to thank everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up. You want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Check the awesome content I created, including links to see at the end of this video. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.